Hello everyone, this is Dr. Priya Sarathy. Today, I welcome you to listen to our information session, AI for Business Leaders Workshop. This workshop is facilitated by me and my co-facilitator, Dr. Beverly Wright. I'm an economist, and as an economist, I have always been interested in numbers, how they impact people, how they impact the business outcomes. My journey as a quantitative person over the last 25 plus years has led me to build teams, lead teams, and deliver successes in the form of leading edge technology for AT&T and IBM. Today, as I lead a company, Real Data Strategy, we focus on delivering analytic and data strategy consulting services to companies. I'm on the board of TAG, the Technology Association of Georgia. I'm also in the Analytical Society board of Informs. All these experiences are brought together in the workshop as we present it to you. So now let me take some time to introduce you to my co-facilitator, Dr. Beverly Wright.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beverly Wright, and I'm excited to tell you more about our course, AI for Business Leaders. But first, let me explain a little bit about my background that I will bring to the participants of this workshop. I have over 30 years of experience in decision sciences and related fields, including analytics, data science, and now AI. I've spent over 2 decades with academia as a professor, a tenure track professor, a clinical professor, and a center director over analytics. I've been at Georgia Tech, University of South Carolina, and East Carolina in full-time roles. And now I'm the academic director at University of Georgia, where I lead the data science and AI programs for executive education. I'm also a full-time consultant, and I serve on many boards, including Inform's Upstate South Carolina chapter, as well as Technology Association of Georgia's Data Science and AI Society. In addition to this, I'm a trailblazing advocate for good. I leverage data science and AI volunteers as part of professional-based volunteerism to provide data science and AI programming for nonprofits. I hope that you will enjoy this workshop, AI for Business Leaders.
This workshop is different. It brings to you a melting pot of experiences of not just me and Dr. Beverly, but also our guest speaker, Dr. Colin Coleman.
Hi, my name is Dr. Colin Coleman, and I'm so excited to be a guest speaker and presenting with the other 2 doctors, Priya and Beverly, as we take a workshop and go through AI for Business Leaders. Hope to see you there soon.
We together are covering practical, pragmatic experiences, use cases from various different sectors: manufacturing, telecom, financial services, retail, and nonprofits, to mention a few.
We hope you will thoughtfully consider taking this workshop, AI for Business Leaders. It's a 1-day course. We think that the time is very well spent and could help catapult your efforts in your regular job. Also, if you find that this workshop is not for you, that's okay. But please, we implore you to please consider learning more about AI as we're moving into this field and into this world that is more AI powered every day. The purpose of this course is to impart 2 main things. Number 1, knowledge related to AI initiatives. And number 2, developing skills, very practical skills that you can apply within the workforce. Now, in order to understand this knowledge and to be able to put them into practice, that means you're going to have to overcome several challenges that people who are leading AI initiatives typically face. Through this workshop, we'll walk through what some of those challenges are, how to overcome them, and put this into practice so you can start extracting real value from your AI initiatives. Priya, did you have any additional thoughts about the primary purpose of this course?
Yes, Beverly, I wanted to add that with the growing importance of Gen AI and in the interest of organizations to introduce Gen AI into their portfolio, oftentimes people are expressing frustration at getting stuck with the POC prototyping process. So we want to make sure that this course addresses those problems by taking the participants how to take their POC projects beyond and operationalize it to a much more scalable enterprise initiative. So I think that is another aspect of the workshop that we are trying to bring to our audience.
Let's discuss ways that this workshop can help business leaders rethink their AI strategy.
First, let me make it clear that this workshop is aimed at senior managers or senior product leaders who are tasked with either initiating a new AI strategy initiative or to build upon what they already have as an AI program. As such, oftentimes people have to think beyond the immediate POC or the prototype. So, for example, a chief AI officer told me that as they were building their Gen AI strategy to build externally facing product, they were faced with not just one team initiative that they had to think about. An AI strategy involves not just the end users, but all the endpoints and touch points across partners, developers, designers that all come together to deliver a successful Gen AI product. So from that point of view, I think business leaders must be prepared to learn and adapt to the changing environment of these new engagement models.
If a leader is unsure if they should take this workshop about AI for business leaders, what might you say to them to make them feel a little less hesitant?
I think that if you are a senior manager and you want to have the seat at the table, you need to be prepared with a plan, prepared with a strategy. This workshop takes them to that point where they are prepared with their framework, the right metrics that they can present for a better, successful investment plan with their chief financial officer. So that was my thoughts. Now let me ask you, Beverly, you have traveled and talked to many business leaders in AI, about AI, in Atlanta and across the US. What do you think are the key misconceptions about AI business leaders tend to have?
Excellent question. There are many misconceptions about AI when it comes to business leaders and them trying to develop an appropriate strategy. One of the common misunderstandings is that you have to crawl before you can run. You have to crawl and then walk and then run. And many business leaders want to just throw money at AI and just start running, but it's not always that simple. The second misconception that I hear quite a bit is about a tool, just throwing an enormously expensive tool at the problem and thinking that that's going to take care of everything. But in reality, implementing AI and getting AI as part of your business as usual functions and having these initiatives really take some sort of role in the company to provide value, that involves quite a bit of culture shifting. So I'd say that's another very common misconception that business leaders tend to think when they're considering AI initiatives.
Next, let's talk about what is very important to deliver value with an AI program: scalability. Scalability is a big challenge for AI. Now, how does the workshop address this? Let's hear Dr. Beverly talk a bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Scalability is certainly a challenge. It's hard enough to develop AI initiatives, but then to get them operationalized is even tougher. And to get them in a form that you can make them scalable is the toughest challenge. Add to that the fact that when universities and other institutes are training students in master's and doctoral programs, they don't have the opportunity really to help them with the scalability challenge. This workshop helps fill that gap, and we look at the holistic picture of how AI initiatives operate. Specifically, we help the participants to better align AI initiatives with their larger vision and their larger strategies. On top of that, we consider the whole ecosystem of the cultural changes, the people changes, the systems changes, not just technology. We look at the right types of business problems that are solvable by AI initiatives. And through looking at this larger, zoomed out picture, if you will, we help our participants better understand the scalability of different AI initiatives.
Now let's turn to the next aspect of the workshop. When you think about AI adoption, what comes to your mind? Is it the technology, the layers and complexity of the platform that you have to build up? Is it the tools and techniques that you have to master? Yes, they are very important, but most of the iterative growth of an AI project comes from change management, people management, building awareness amongst the folks that allow you to bring innovation at the footsteps of development. And so in this point, I wanted to ask Dr. Beverly, how can we help the business leaders in this class navigate such roadblocks through our workshop?
Yes, that is definitely a challenge, especially considering that these initiatives have such big impact, and one small change or one small misstep can prove quite disastrous. You also want to take into account that one small improvement can drastically help with your company's objectives. So it's important that we get this right. I would say that when it comes to really working through change management, it's important that we think about a human-centric sort of design, and we also consider the human-machine collaboration, that these sorts of things, this relationship, we have to think through how that's going to work within the system. It's also important that we focus on real use cases. How has this worked in the past using real data to solve real problems with real stakeholders to get real answers? And so focusing on the experience that the instructors, including myself, bring to the table, help us with the use case development and helping our participants better navigate systems for change management. Priya, what do you think are some of the key takeaways that participants might expect from this workshop, AI for Business Leaders?
You know, Beverly, I think given the urgency with which Gen AI is being pushed into the organizational strategy and portfolio, I think that is something that we are going to be working on in the workshop. Identifying the best AI opportunities is not a simple process. It is not about selecting one AI opportunity, but a range of best opportunities that fit and align themselves to the use cases. And now for that to happen successfully, participants need to learn about how you can develop an actionable plan. How do you take something that starts in a small scale as a proof of concept all the way to a value-generating enterprise initiative? Also, the participants in this workshop will learn to identify some key metrics of success. What makes AI successful? How do we track the progress of your AI initiative so that the business outcomes that you will have at the end of the day are real, are adding value to the company? And finally, the most important, the participant will learn to build leadership and decisioning skills that will help them not just provide thought leadership to the team that is working under them, but also to the partners, the stakeholders, and the customers that need to understand how the value that your AI initiative is going to deliver to them. At the end of the workshop, we will provide you with a library of references that you can use when you get back to the work the next day. This workshop was designed to be a one-day boot camp, and there was a reason why we wanted to do it. We wanted to make sure you appreciate that we value your time away from work where you are truly working on those solutions. We also believe that you have a tremendous amount of professional experiences, domain expertise in the area that you work in. This workshop is not meant to wipe that slate clean, and give you something new. This workshop was geared to introduce to you the new perspective of doing AI-focused activities, using and leveraging what you already have today as your professional experiences. And hence, we wanted to use this workshop to jumpstart, to trigger, to give that energy boost to you as you return back to your jobs, to your programs and initiatives with a new outlook and a new perspective.
Excellent summary. Thank you so much for listening to this info session about AI for business leaders. This takes place on May the 12th between 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in person at Peachtree Corners near Atlanta. We hope to see you there.